If you're chronically online like we are, you know all about the Mama Frida.
You guys didn't have a problem with it for 5 years. We do not pay attention.
So you were playing in our face like the whole time. Well, it was okay back then. No, it was never okay. Nobody noticed.
They put it out a few times and got away with it. And
Ew, what? All right, Waddlers, stop your scrolling.
This is not your normal calm episode. We are causing chaos. I'm causing chaos.
Calm. It's Alicia. It's Alicia's fault. This was her idea. So when you guys come at me and say that I'm the rage baiter, you can actually thank Alicia. Today we're going to talk about the big controversy. If you're chronically online like we are, you know all about the Mama Frida
outrage. The packaging, the screenshotting, the zoom-ins, the sudden internet panic over something that we missed that was right in front of us. So today we're going to do something a little bit differently. No, we're not blindly defending a company. No, we're not dismissing child safety. And no, we're definitely not letting TikTok parent us. We're laying out the claims, the facts, and the panic, including the built-in brand by Chelsea H.
Weird last name.
And this is why outrage is exploding right now.
Not years ago.
We'll read the claims. We'll decide to disagree or agree.
Likely disagree because I already heard a little bit of Felicia's takes
she
on
heard
it.
one.
And I'm just like, we haven't even gotten to like the worst parts. And I'm like...
the reason why I'm just really...
Oh, we're not going to get there yet.
No, I'm just really interested because, one, I came in here and I said, we're going to do this episode. She's like, okay. She did not read it. I read it. And I just because I think it also is going to come from a different standpoint because you have all girls.
I do.
I do have a daughter, so don't think that I'm neglecting the fact that I have a daughter, but I do have boys. I come from a different way of life than Christian. I also worked a big part of my life with men.
Yeah.
And so I do think that that plays a big factor in how I see things, but I'm not dismissing anything. I think I'm very open and curious to see how she's shutting me up, just so you know.
I am. That's my Alicia. We're on the clock.
So.
No, I'm not. Actually, I really wasn't. I wasn't actually shutting you up. You were actually doing great. I was just like, oh, I forgot to start that. But I will say, I'm a little nervous. I feel like I'm a little sheltered because I was like a waitress before I stayed at home with my kids. So like I don't know. Like
I've been with my husband since I was 15 too.
Well, I know, but I've never worked like really anywhere besides like maybe a restaurant, and like sometimes things are cringy in there, but
you've
at the end of the
had
day,
enough life experience that you know what you want for your girls. And
yeah,
I think that's why I was so interested in, because I've seen a lot of the outrage against it, but I have not seen anybody on the other side, like not defending it, but I haven't seen anybody else. And I'm just curious to see if there's anybody else that
feels like kind of how you do.
It is not to, and it's not to say that one point of view is wrong or right. For me personally, I just have a lot of interest in it because I do think it's a very controversial topic.
She also comes from a military house, so I feel like you get a lot more like, I don't know, grungy stuff.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the claims, and what we'll do is I can either read the agree and disagree, or I can read it and you can tell me how you feel about it and we'll discuss it.
Okay.
So claim number 1, the imagery and wording on Mama Frida packaging is inappropriate for baby products.
I don't remember much of it, but the only one I saw was like threesome. Like there was like a post saying like, what was it? When you pull out too soon or something. I think it's all awful.
Yes. So I do agree on that. I don't think it's right to have on a child's product, but my way of thinking with this is, like I said, my older of my babies is 5 years old. I still have the packaging from one of the Mom Frida things that I had from him, and it's had the wording on it back then. And so I don't think it was, I constantly wonder why it wasn't talked about then. But also, yes, it's for a baby, but I'm wondering, like, were they trying to throw in humor for these sleep-deprived parents and just, like, kind of give them, like, a little thing to laugh at? Was it meant to be something sick and diabolical? Yes, they took it too far, but was there a different way? And the only reason why I'm going that way is because the creator of this is a mother herself. I can't see a creator being like, I'm going to be this inappropriate with kids. Like, in my head, I'm like, she's had to be like saying like she was trying to like unhinged humor to make people laugh. Cause like,
I will say, I do think people have lost their sense of humor, but I do think it's a different time when a lot more is exposed about like the world that we live in. And so it feels just kind of like, so you guys were literally playing in our face like the whole time. That's how it feels as a mom, because I never noticed it before, but also like I don't really read packaging.
So how often do you actually,
But at the end of the day, the post about the baby, I mean, I felt sick to my stomach when I saw it. Like, it was like a booger on a baby's face, and it was like, when you pull out too soon.
Yeah.
That was disgusting. That's inappropriate and never acceptable. If I would have saw it back then, I would have been disgusted.
Yeah.
And part of me
And I
wonders if
agree
we
with that. I
were.
agree with
Yeah.
that. When you're making it like that kind of reminds me of like the whole Nickelodeon scandal and how they went back with that, like how they were being inappropriate. I'm just saying, like, I'm just talking about the wording. I'm not even, I don't, not
Just
talking
the
about
wording
the
on the
wording. I'm not talking
packaging?
about the imaging. Like, the imaging is, I would say imaging crosses the line. You should never use a baby as a sexual.
Well, I don't really understand the threesome part of it. Like, I'm not really understanding. Like,
Which one is the threesome?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
I want to say it's the one where it's a 3-in-1 tool. If I'm correct on it, I think they were showing. I don't know.
I'm not really sure what that would have been. Oh, the thermometer, I think is what it was.
Was it like under your arm, up your booty, and in your mouth?
Yeah.
The threesome? Okay.
I don't know.
That's the only thing I can think
That's
of.
the only, me too, because I'm like, but I thought maybe it was like the ear one, the forehead one, and then like maybe the booty.
I mean, I'll be honest. I don't think I've ever read the packaging until recently, because I was told to get this for a certain thing, and I went to go get it, and that's what I did.
Well, the only Frida product that I like use with every baby is the nose sucker, and I would say I definitely didn't read the packaging on that. But at the end of the day, like, that's kind of on me, I guess, because I didn't read it. But I still don't think it's, like, in my opinion, I don't think it's ever appropriate to put anything of sexual nature on a child's anything. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be one thing if it was like nipple cream and it was like talking about like something inappropriate. But like, it's another thing if it's like something that has to do with your baby. Like, it just makes me kind of sick to my stomach to think of like, I don't know. You know what I mean?
And
like,
I do agree. I do think imaging of a baby is way different than just words alone.
Yeah.
So
it's just even also the images like it brings to your like mind. You know what I mean? Like, that's just so inappropriate to put on like a baby product. You know what I mean? Just like, I don't know. I'm weird about people like putting little girls in like skimpy outfits. Like, I think that's inappropriate, and people will probably yell at me and say things like, "Well, they're kids. Like, stop. You're sexualizing them." No, I'm not. Like, I'm trying to protect them from being sexualized, huh?
Putting them in what?
Like in like crop tops and like things like that.
Agree.
Like, but people will yell at you for that, and they'll be like, "You're gross because you're thinking like that." No, I have to, because I'm their mom. Like, I have to make sure that all eyes that see my child don't see them in that way. And that's why I feel that way about like the clothes thing, because you have to think of the worst minds when it comes to your child, because you have to protect them against those minds.
My daughter's not even allowed to wear a
minds.
bikini, and my boys, when they go swimming, they have to wear a sun shirt. So, I mean, I do understand that. I do think that you do have to protect your kids from a certain point, and
definitely. And I just think it's an appropriate wording for sure.
I mean, I just, and see, like, I understand it from that point, because I'm just like, I guess I didn't know that there was imagings on it, because everything that I've seen, they've just been showing pictures of the words on the box.
Oh, yeah.
Where at first glance, I was like, but this was on here, and like, I didn't really, I guess because I didn't see it as a sexual thing, I didn't.
Back then, you didn't like
and I mean,
it.
honestly, I didn't think about it until sexual thing until recently it was pointed out, because I was like, whatever, because why would you buy a baby thing thinking it was sexual?
Right.
So
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I definitely think it's like it could have been like a RageBate thing, but seeing as like it could be the same as like comedy. Like, there's like a lot of comedy back way back when. I miss that comedy just throwing that out there.
Mm.
I miss the comedy. That was offensive. I want you to piss me off. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But I don't think comedy back then would intentionally go
Not
after
for
kids.
children.
Yeah, it was mostly
No,
like
no, I
race
agree.
and women versus female or
Yeah.
something like that. Because I mean,
No, I agree. No,
I love
I
that.
totally agree with
Like
you.
Matt Rife and
Yeah.
what's the guy with the chickens? Love them.
Guy with the chickens.
There's Matt Rife, and then there's Matt. He's a Southern guy. I gotta remember. He's
She's
the
gonna
guy.
have to show me.
He's the chicken guy.
Put a
Okay.
pin in it.
Okay.
We're putting a pin in that so she can show me later.
Do you think the reason why it's so blown up right now is because of the timing? Because of like, you know, the Epstein files that have been released and the children exploitation that's been going out? Because this kind of came out right when those Epstein files were taken out, and they're showing what all these kids have gone through. And, you know, they've included Life Touch, where it goes to all of our schools and takes pictures of it.
Which we are supposed to get our pictures done like this week. And
so,
I
mean,
think
do you think that that's maybe heightened everybody's, where they're like, our kids are being more sexualized than we ever thought because of all this recent stuff? Or do you think it's just...
There's a lot of things that used to slip by. Like, for example, there used to be like nudists camps that you could go to as a family. Like, in my mind, that was never appropriate. Like, it's just kind of the same thing. Like, there was things that slipped under the radar because like nobody was looking, and it just I think it's just everybody's like noticing that it's almost like we're all waking up to the world of like, so you were playing in our face like the whole time, you know what I mean? Like that's kind of what it feels like, instead of like, oh well, it was okay back then. No, it was never okay. It's just nobody noticed, which is crazy.
Maybe they put it out a few times and got away with it, and they just kept pushing the bar until they had that one person that was like reading it at 8 o'clock in the night while they're feeding, and they're like,
what the...
You know, have you ever been like breastfeeding your baby and you're just sitting there and you just pick up something and just start reading the directions, you know?
I've definitely gone shopping. Done that.
So
I don't think it's the timing. I think it's that everybody's hype. Well, okay, like the timing in our world, maybe, but as far as like the timing, because like the Epstein files and stuff like that has come out, I want to say no to that, just because I think the world has been woken up. I mean, hell, I remember when I read about something called like the Pizzagate, you know what I'm saying? And that was years ago, and it's like, when I started reading that, I was horrified. And like, it's funny because my husband's now like kind of opening up to it. And I was like, dude, I freaking told you about that like years ago. Like I was so hyped and stressed about it, like to the point where like he had to like tell me, you can't do anything about it. Like there's just nothing you're going to be able to do. And so like I had to chill out. But what I was trying to get from that is that I think a lot of people have been woken up for a long time. It's just now we're like seeing it everywhere. Just like the same with like kids movies, and you know, there's some things in there that are inappropriate, but I don't know. That's like a whole different topic.
I personally do think that heightened situations, stressful situations, I do think they have a tendency of people to look into more things.
Yeah,
so
maybe.
I do think the reason why it's coming to light more now, or maybe it's becoming more global, is because of the time we're living in. We're living in a time where there's YouTube influencers that are getting arrested left and right because they're you know, basically talking to their kids, pimping them out. I mean, you've got people that are
people are so disgusting.
You've got Josh Duggar, who got arrested and found that he had all these files of kids on his thing.
Ew, what? I didn't even know.
He's in jail right now because he had like over
like
100.
I'm laughing because I'm like,
you know who he
I feel
is,
like
right?
I'm sheltered. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
who
so he had like over 100 kids.
I remember reading that like he like assaulted his sisters and everything like that.
But they went to a big trial, but yeah, he was in it. And then like coming after that, that's when like the whole
they found out more,
over like 108 kids in his laptop. Like, and they said like the youngest ones were like,
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
But then like you got to think of like,
I got babies. I don't want to hear it.
Well, yeah, but you got to think of like, I'm thinking because of the Epstein files coming out right now, you got to think like there's a bunch of people on this list that have in a way served our children at one point, because what is it? It's the Life Touch. It's the people that make the textbooks that are on it. You've got people, I mean, there's presidents on there, everything. And so I do think that people are kind of opening their eyes of everything, and they're like, wow, if we can't trust this person, we can't trust this person. And I do think that it took one person to just be like, go down a rabbit hole. And so
It's
I do
easy
think,
to do,
yeah, I
yeah.
think when you're in a heightened stress, and I feel like when you're on defense mode and you're
I feel
wanting to
like
protect your
I feel like
kids,
that's fair.
yeah.
I feel like that's fair. But I do think that we live in a day and age where we've, like, kind of been waking up for a long time, so it's almost like everything's coming out, and so this is just one of those things that's like, "What the heck? You're designed for..."
Time's not up yet. Go home. Go home, Linda.
Oh, okay.
If one of us has a seizure, you know why.
It actually just turned into a party.
But I do think I agree with you more on certain things about this than I thought I did. I will say that some of it I did find comical, but it wasn't in a sexual way. It was just kind of like
I think you
kind of like in a
probably...
comic way, like when
So
they.
there's a lot of this that I don't really know because I thought it was just like that one packaging and that like one picture, but it's like you're talking about more like, or you're saying there's like more.
Yeah, it's on every
So
package.
okay, so you know like some of them.
Yeah. So, but I mean, like, also, like, I don't. I think I was just kind of like, I just wanted to see. I went down a rabbit hole because I wanted to see if there was possible two sides of it. But I guess also because the person that founded it, she did this after becoming a parent, so it was like, what would make her think that that kind of humor was okay? You know what I mean? It makes you wonder, like, what.
Money. I don't know.
I mean,
I hate to say it, but baby money. What?
so do you agree with the people that are throwing away all this stuff? Like, do you think it's a reasonable thing to trash it all and throw it away because of it, because you don't support this person? Or do you think that it's kind of over the top at that point?
Okay, this is just my opinion. It's like burning jerseys that you already purchased. Like they already got your money.
Exactly.
You know what I
They
mean?
already-
Like
they
just
already-
don't buy any more.
Yeah, they already got your money, so you burning the stuff, they still made their profit.
They still, just don't buy it anymore.
Yeah, just
you
buy the
know?
Amazon brand. I mean, if that's really what it is.
Yeah,
Because
I'm sure Amazon's got their own
Amazon's probably
skeletons.
got better pricing and more in the packaging.
Yeah.
But I mean, I keep seeing people like, I keep seeing people like throw their stuff away and stuff, and I'm like, is it worth it to throw it away? Unless like you're taking it back and getting your money back. Like, I would be like, if you're in that window where you can go get a refund, take it back, get your money back. But if you're throwing it away, I don't feel like you're making the stand you think you're making, because they've already made their profit off of you, and that's not really doing anything. I would say, like, if you're like wanting to, make the stand that you're going to return it, or don't buy when you go baby shower shopping for people. Don't buy it. Don't support it. It's kind of like when the people were boycotting Kite Baby.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Party like a rock star. It's the Zoom Zoom. Aliens are here. So the last claim.
Okay.
Do you think that Mama Frida should have responded immediately, or do you think that they should just keep quiet? Do you think they should be issuing an apology or where they stand and change things, or do you think they should just ignore it because...
So I definitely think it's possible. Now I don't know fully on like, I haven't looked into the actual post about the whole baby saying like, oh, the pullout was too quick or whatever. Like, cause that's like so inappropriate. Like if that was truly them, they do have to explain that to me. Now the packaging is a whole nother thing. Like it's on there. It's not like explicit. It's disgusting. Don't get me wrong. But nobody noticed it. Like, let's just be real. Nobody noticed it. And so now that it's noticed, I do think they should come out and say, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to offend people. Like, we truly weren't thinking like that. It wasn't like a disgusting thing that we were thinking. I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and defend them. I'm not going to say what they meant because I don't know. I find it horrific. I think it's disgusting. I think it's deplorable, honestly. And personally, I probably won't be using their products anymore. But at the same time, anyways, I just don't think it's acceptable. I don't know about you, but I think it's crazy.
I do think it's crazy.
What do you think? You think they should come out and apologize?
I think that she should come out with a heartfelt statement and explain where her thought process was at it, and if it wasn't to be as crude as she thought it meant to. Now, the imaging and stuff, that is something that she does need to explain, because, like,
I
that
don't
is
know, because
very...
part of me, I just said that, but now I'm thinking about it, like, part of me is like, I don't know, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's pretty gross to, like, put on kid stuff. Now, let's all pretend, like, let's all sit on our soapbox and pretend like we're perfect and that we've never, been, I don't wanna say inappropriate, because I'm sure not all of us have been inappropriate, but we've said things that we don't mean.
Mhm.
But, like, to put it on your packaging, like, that's
Yeah.
very intentional. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just and I'm not. The only thing I'm going to defend them on is that it's been on the packaging for at least 5 years that I know of, and the only thing I can be like is that they're like, "You guys didn't have a problem with it for 5 years, and now it's a problem." That would be the only thing, but everything else that's come out, I
Girl, if
understand.
she would say that, that would bury her so deep.
Well, I'm just saying, like, that is my thought process,
Yeah.
because it's like, that shows,
Yeah.
and I'm sorry to say this because I'm including myself in it,
Yeah.
but that shows
I mean, me
how
too.
much as parents we do not pay attention.
To be clear, we're all sleep deprived.
But,
No
yeah,
wonder.
in that infant stage, we are sleep deprived,
Yeah.
but, I mean, we we don't pay attention. We
Right.
get told that something works, we go and grab it.
Yeah.
I mean, I tell you, my son was constipated during that time, and they told me to go get him, go get the little butt whistles. I went to go get him. You think I read the box? I read how to use it, and
Right.
that was about it. It never dawned on me to look at everything else. I opened it,
I'm
dumped him in
not
his
an
drawer.
instruction reader, so I
No.
just
So,
yeah.
to me, it's just like, it just shows that basically we as a society don't pay attention, and we don't
The
pay attention
problem
until
is
somebody
there's
points it
too
out.
much that we have to pay attention to. We should not have to
Yeah.
read the things on our boxes to make sure they're not. We shouldn't have to read the boxes to make sure they're not inappropriate. Like, it is a child's thing, a baby's thing. It should not have inappropriate words on it. That's my final statement on that. We shouldn't have to. When it
Yeah.
comes to children's things, we shouldn't have to. Same thing with the pictures. We shouldn't have to freaking worry about our kids' pictures getting freaking bought up by some pedophile, like it's a,
Yeah.
catalog for kids. Like, I'm telling you, we should not have to worry about these things, but we obviously do.
Yeah.
And it's sick. It's
It
disgusting.
just proves that as parents, we need to be more on alert, because this is not going to be the end. And I can tell you right now, this is not going to be the end. Somebody is going to find a toy that they bought for their child. Somebody's going to find a book, and they're going to find something in it. I mean, wasn't a few weeks ago or a few months ago or a year ago, they found out that Roblox was being controlled by pedophiles getting a hold of kids when parents are buying their kids V-Bucks, and they were on there playing, and then, the parent would go check on their kid and be like, "Who are you talking to?" So, I mean, it just shows that we don't, unfortunately, not
As a
shaming anybody, but
society,
we
but
don't pay
no.
attention. But I'm telling you, give it
I
a
don't
few
know.
months, we're going to find out a toy that's inappropriate. We're going to find
In my opinion,
something
if your
else.
kid's online and you, like, I'm not shaming anybody. I'm really not. But, like, if your child's online and you don't know, like, and it's an actual internet game, like, where they are playing with other kids, like, you should know that. Like, my children do play games, and one of them does play online. I immediately knew that, and and immediately turned off the online feature to where they could talk to other people, because I don't know this site. I don't know who's on it. I don't know how, like, people can lie to get
Yeah.
into it. And so I will not allow that for my children.
Yeah.
And so it's like, unfortunately, there's a lot of us who, and me included, who don't fully watch our children as much as we should.
And yeah, I mean, I will say I am very strict on my kids. They are not allowed to do a lot of things without me knowing. But that also stems from learning a hard lesson from my oldest when he was little, because when he was little, back then, I did not know that YouTube was filled of bad
Oh,
things.
yeah.
And at
I
that,
could
and
see, we were talking about that the other day,
yeah,
Josh and I.
because I mean, I didn't know it was he would watch it at school. So
Right.
how was I supposed to know that something he watched at school would not be safe for him to watch at home?
Right.
And there was one time that
Different times, and that's another
this
thing.
was
Like, I'm
also,
not shaming
yeah.
anybody because it's like that.
Well, no, but this was 10 years ago. And because of that,
Yeah, it's all new,
my
too.
kids now, if they're watching YouTube or Miss Rachel, they're in the living room. They are not allowed to watch it by themselves, because my son, we were cleaning or something, and we went into the room, and he was watching two of his favorite characters shoot and stab each other. And I was like, nope, we're not done. That was around the same time that Momo came out. It was like that.
That purple monster thing?
It was that monster that was going, like, scaring kids or telling them to, like, themselves and stuff.
Oh, freaking heck.
But so when that happened, I was terrified. But I will say, like, it's not. I don't want us to shame ourselves to say we're not watching our kids, but I also want to say that we do need to be more susceptible to what they're doing,
It
because
is easy to think that you've done all the right things. I mean, heck, me as well.
Especially with
Like,
AI coming out now,
it's terrifying.
I have watched so many AI videos. I can't even tell you what is real and what is fake half the time because I'm sitting there watching it and I'm like, I wonder how real this looks to my child.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, that is
Yeah.
one thing I will say that we do need, and I know why we give our kids tablet time, and I know why we give our kids screen time because
Mine will be on tablets tomorrow.
sometimes you just need a break. You just
Yeah.
need to release.
Straight up.
But there's also, like, you have to stop it.
No, it is hard. But I do notice, just for parents out there who do have like their children do tablet time and stuff like that. I have 5 kids, and my oldest is now 8 and 6, and I do tablet time just like everybody else. I do, however, notice, like, if I am giving tablets more often, my kids are behaving way worse. They're not listening more. Like, we're having a lot more fights at home. Like, it's total drama when if I just wouldn't have gave them the tablets in the first place, like, we wouldn't have that issue.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, completely take it away because some kids, like, do, really well with them.
Mhm.
But I know for us specifically, we have terrible behavior if we're
Yeah.
on tablets.
If my kids are on tablet, because we've over the years we have bought like tablets for them, and usually after an hour I take it away from them because they turn into little crackheads on
They
me.
do. They're
And
little
I'm just like, and
crackheads.
like they'll get mad at something and they'll
Yeah.
start banging things. I'm like, nope, we're done. The first time they cracked one of the screens because they got mad, I was like, I'm done. We're not doing this. Like, it's just like, because they get so
wish mine would.
overstimulated on it. I mean, they were one, but I mean, it's
I
like,
know. No, I know.
but
I
it
just
was
like, I
like,
wish mine would, because
yeah.
I tell you what,
But
I
it
would
was
take it
like,
away.
it was basically like, I was like,
Yeah.
nope. And I will say, there's certain times where my kids get tablets when we go on road trips,
Oh, yeah, us too.
they're going in
Yeah.
for like a procedure or something. It's something to
Yeah.
make them happy.
Yeah.
But at home, generally, I will say the only people that really have like the tablet screen time are me and my husband and
I
maybe my
know.
teenager. Cause like,
I know. I'm trying so hard to be
Yeah.
like better about that because it is like, okay, so I'm saying no to you, but I'm on mine constantly. And so I'm trying to be better because you have to set the example for your children. And also, it's not good for us either. It's actually really terrible for us. It's bad for your mental health. If you're postpartum, oh my God, doom scrolling is the devil. It is the devil. It is straight up the devil.
I have noticed that I try not to do it around my kids, but then I find out I realize that I'll be on from like midnight to 2, just like
Yeah.
decompressing. But as I'm decompressing, I'm like,
It makes you anxious too because, like, especially like the algorithm knows you. And so it's terrible for you. And sorry, my baby watcher just kicked out. But yeah, it's just terrible for you. Like, being on your phone's bad. It's bad for your mental health. It's not good, especially because a lot of the time it makes you compare yourself to others. And let's just be real, that's not good. The most I typically try to do during the day, I try to stay off Facebook unless we're posting. Checking
that's where
analytics.
scheduling comes in handle.
Yeah, analytics and getting ideas and stuff. Like, that's I try now. Now I'm terrible. I say that like, oh, I'm doing so good. I'm not. I'm on Facebook way too much. But I listen to podcasts. It's what I try to do. Like, when I'm cleaning, I listen to podcasts, put something on, listen to it, that
I
type
think it's
deal.
also hard when you're going down your own rabbit hole, like especially
Oh,
when
yeah.
it's relatable. I feel like most of us go on down a rabbit hole when it includes kids. I know myself, I've been down that
Yeah.
Epstein rabbit hole lately because
I
I'm just
can't do
like,
it because I did the Pizzagate thing, and I'm telling you, that was my hardest postpartum time was when I was going down that rabbit hole because at the end of the day, what are we gonna do? What are you and I gonna do about it other than, okay, knowing not to, like, I can learn not to use Live Touch, like, off of, like, Facebook, right? And also, our specific school here is looking into it before our picture day. I might just opt out just until we know more because it is so soon after all this is coming out. And so, but like, part of me is like, they already have my kid's picture. They already have it.
they have our pictures from,
I know,
mind
that's what
you,
I'm
like
saying.
we are in their catalog.
I know.
So it's just, I don't know.
It's scary. It's a terrifying time to be a parent. I will say that if you're religious, the thing that helps me through these times when we're seeing all these scary things about our kids, like all these things are coming out, is that our children, I got goosebumps thinking about it, but our children are made to live in the time that they are. So when you're like, God, I just wish that I could give my children like the freedom that we had or the childhood that we had, just know your children were made to live in this life. They were built for it. And
we were not. That
we
is,
were
that
not.
is why
Yeah.
we're so anxious all the time. That's why,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you have heard the
Well,
stories
that's why
about our
children are
local
anxious is
Walmart.
because of the our children aren't made for the, like, our minds weren't made to take all this information in either.
No.
And don't get me wrong, I think it's important to know, like, these things, like our government's freaking psychopaths and filled with freaking
Conspiracies.
Well, it's funny. The only thing different between a conspiracy theory and the truth is about, like, what, 6 months to a year? Like, it's like nowadays it's almost like all conspiracies are real. What do you think is going to come from this? Do you think that this is all going, like, the Epstein stuff, like even the baby Frida, do you think it'll all be swept under the rug, or do you think they're going to try to make it, like, somewhat okay? Like, cuz I don't know if you saw, like, the Super Bowl ads, but there was, like, some Super Bowl ads that people were, like, up in arms about, and it's, like, talking about all sorts of things.
I don't think it's going to be swept under the rug, to be honest, because we, like you said, our kids are growing up in a world that is preparing them for. They are what is called Generation X squared. They might act like how our parents were raised, where, you know, our parents were latchkey kids because, you know, their parents were never around. But our kids are being, I hate to say it, but they're being raised by anxious parents.
And helicopter
And
parents.
so these parents are not, if you think these parents are going to let it go, think again, because once you have one
The
parent,
problem is they're not, like, there's a lot of parents that are up in arms, but there's still a lot of parents who are relaxed.
I mean, there's still parents that let their 4 and 5-year-olds play outside in the front yard by themselves, and my teenager was allowed to go outside by himself.
No.
So I think, yes, you're gonna have both sides, right? You're gonna have
Yeah.
people that are kind of more passive about it, and you're gonna have people that are more like, no.
Anxious.
But I think it's also
not acceptable. Let's just say that out loud. It is not acceptable. Whatever happens from this, it was never acceptable. It's not acceptable. The baby Frida is we have to end.
Yeah.
Because
I just think it's gonna go farther. I think we just scratched the surface. That's what I think.
I don't. I think nothing is going to come of this.
I think we just scratched the surface. I think we're about to get deeper.
I hope you're right. I do. But at the end of the day, what's going to happen? Is it like civil war? Is it, we overthrow our government? Like, what's the end goal here? What is going to happen? Like, what, in your opinion, is going to happen?
I think what's going to happen is more of our companies are going to be more censored than they are. I think that's going to be one thing that's going to happen. Because think of what happened to, like, all the Disney movies and stuff like that. They're remaking them to be more, like, politically correct and censored because
Terrible.
Parents did have an uproar about it. They removed people and they removed scenes because it was either controversial, it was racist, it was too many adult humor that kids would not understand, but the parents were like, why is this in there? So I do think that there's going to be something that happens. We just don't know what it is. I just think we're scratching the surface because we're just scratching the surface of the Epstein files. And Epstein's files right now is a huge thing.
It is.
That there's a lot of people in it, and people are like, hold on.
Yeah.
And I mean, just think about it today on the Facebook post of our city alone. People are like, wait, what's going on? And once people are filling in, they're like, oh my God, now I'm going to do my whole research.
Right.
So I think we do scratch the surface, and nothing might come of it, and nothing. Something could come from it, nothing. We don't know.
Right.
So we're interested. You guys are going to be on the ride for us.
Yeah, you're with us on this, right? All right. If this episode made you uncomfortable, good. Because that usually means thinking happened. You're allowed to question brands. You're allowed to protect your kids. And you're allowed to say, this feels like internet panic, which it doesn't. It doesn't feel like internet panic. You guys are right on the money with this one. Not every viral post is true. Not every logo is a threat. And fear does not get to parent for you. Tell us what you agreed with. Tell us what you didn't agree with. Your comments are open. And yes, we're reading them.
And we comment back.
Yes, we do. This has been the Waddling Truth. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.